This brother Gianluca Prestiani, I hope his career goes down the drain, bro. Because as you know, currently there is an issue in football where some fans tend to be racist towards certain players. But the one thing I had never seen is a player himself being racist towards another player. Because in case you aren't watching the Real Madrid versus Benfica game, Vinicius Jr. scored an absolute banger of a goal. Or even from no angle, he decides to smack that ball. It goes to the top right bins. But leave it to this player here, Gianluca Prestiani, because Gianluca decided to cover his mouth. The Argentinian said a racist remark directly to Vinicius Jr. And because of the fact that the referees couldn't see what he was saying because he covered his mouth, they were unable to do anything about it. No yellow card, no red card, no suspension. So I'm going to make it known, Gianluca Prestiani, I hope you get everything that's going to be coming your way, bro. Because not only is racism wrong to begin with, but you are a role model being a professional athlete or a player for Benfica, and you decide to be racist to the opposing team, bro. What is wrong with this dude? And just in case you want to know, I'm going to go ahead and add his Instagram right here, bro. Gianluca, bro. You can't get away with things like that.
So let's talk about it properly, right? Real Madrid have now sent evidence to UEFA about the racist abuse towards Vinicius Jr. And that is great because enough is enough, yeah? Somebody needs to be made an example of. Not, and we don't want a small fine, not a warning, a real punishment. And the punishment needs to match the seriousness. Not just a fine, not just a slap on the wrist, real suspensions, real consequences. Because come on, if players aren't held accountable, what message does that send? And you know what? Until there are consequences, it will continue to happen. And now I'm seeing people say, why him? Why is it always Vinicius? Why not other black players? Come on. Do you really want the answer? Huh? Because he threatens you. It's not about his skin alone. No, it's about his aura, his confidence, the way he dances, the way he smiles, the way he celebrates in your stadium like he owns it. And that level of self-belief makes insecure people uncomfortable. It makes them uncomfortable. Jose Mourinho once said, when attention constantly follows one player, maybe the player is the problem. No, the problem is that Vinicius refused to shrink himself to make other people comfortable. He plays with joy. He plays with swagger. He plays without apology. And that confidence, that triggers people who want him quiet. Because he's none of that. He's elite. He's outspoken. He's unapologetic. And that's exactly why he's targeted. So justice for him isn't just about one incident. It's about setting an example, because the moment football decides it's serious about racism, it stops being part of the game and starts being eradicated. Yeah? So no, it's not why him. It's why are you threatened by him? And until that question is answered, this conversation will keep happening. Thank you.
Real Madrid just dropped the receipt, had evidence of racist abuse against Vinicius Jr. and sent it straight to UEFA. And I am here for it. Enough is enough. We don't want another pathetic little fine. We don't want another warnings. We want real consequences, point deductions, stadium closures, player bans, lifetime bans for the worst offenders, because racism isn't banter, it is violence. It is a weapon the powerful use to keep black excellence in its place. And let's address the gaslighting while we are here. Anyway, let's see how people are reacting to this. We will come back to talk more.
Why is Argentina renowned for racism? Because it's gotten so bad to the point where it's becoming even normal for kids to do it. Long story short, Argentina wanted to be seen as more European. Why? Romanticism, which was seen as a sign of progress, a sign of creativity, and a sign of more freedom of expression. In Argentina, this was mainly led by thinkers such as Domingo Faustino Sarmiento and Juan Bautista Alberti, who somehow looks like Abraham Lincoln here, but anyways. They were key figures in Argentina to basically say that civilization was needed and European immigration had to be at the heart of it. This also meant that the indigenous people of the land were seen as barbaric and no good for civilization. This caused the conquest of the desert in the 1880s, where the Argentine state, led by Julio Argentino Roca, pretty much drove out all of the indigenous people of the Patagonia territory at the time, thereby establishing more immigration to Argentina from Europe. Now, bear in mind that this is in the 1800s leading into the 1900s, so a lot of the immigrants there are naturally white, especially from the likes of Spain and Italy, which has been going on for centuries. So naturally, because of how much Argentina favored European immigration, they were a lot more scornful towards black people. And let's just say that favoritism has spread for centuries on end. So what we know of Argentina today. Now, I am not saying that every Argentinian is racist, obviously not. But the country has developed a very bad reputation for racism. Unfortunately, we can't stop racism. We can only tame it. And the only way we can tame it is to make sure that the next generation is not infected with these illogical ideologies about certain races just because it's a preconceived notion among the general public. Forget just the next generation, just anyone who wants to learn more about other people, really. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. Please handle yourself accordingly when it comes to matters like this.
Are we calling Vinicius Jr. a liar? We better not be. But he's come out and denied it. He's come out and basically said Vinicius Jr. must have misheard me. Whether they can prove it or not, you're in trouble because you've lifted your shirt, you've said something, and that player has instantly ran over and said that he's been racially abused. And Jose Mourinho coming out and saying Eusebio was black, so how can the club be racist? That doesn't make any bloody difference, does it? Nobody's saying Benfica are racist. They're saying that that player is racist because of what he said to Vinicius Jr. And I know Mourinho said something about this keeps happening with Vinicius Jr. And a lot of people have said it's not the first time this sort of thing's happened with Argentinian players. Maybe it is a cultural thing. It's 2026. You cannot have that there. He can't curb his talent and the way he celebrates goals to stop being racially abused. You have to stop him being racially abused. Benfica coming out and protecting this player, I think they've got to be very, very careful because it doesn't look good when a player puts their shirt over their mouth, says something, and then the player that's received that goes over and says to the referee, I've been racially abused. So where this goes from here is going to be very, very difficult because I don't know how you're going to prove it.
Let the kid dance. Let Vinny do what he got to do. Let him dance. If the players get mad and you want to go push Vinicius Jr. for dancing, push him. That's the Otamendi's allowed to push him. The other, whoever pushes him. You're allowed to push. If you don't like the way he's acting, push him, right? But that should be it. It should go straight back to football. And we should be done with the conversation. Lamine Yamal danced in this stadium. Rafinha danced in this stadium. I have watched many players dance in this stadium. I've seen Rafinha beat us in the last minute, and you've seen Lamine Yamal play incredible against us, and nothing came of it. There was nothing said. There was nothing done. There was no reaction at all. And then with Vinny, there's this, and I believe Vinny because I would never deny someone of this type of accusing someone of saying something like this. I would never. I'm gonna take that person's side. I haven't seen nothing like this. And then it happens with Vinny, and he runs off the field. And then from this moment on, football is over, right? This is no longer about football for me. And I'm so confused to why it keeps happening with Vinny. Why do people treat Vinny this way? What did Vinny do?
Vinicius Jr. is not the problem. The problem is a system that reacts more strongly to a black player's frustration than to racism itself. The problem is institutions that protect images before justice. The problem is a culture that demands silence from those who are targeted. And until we are honest about that, this cycle will continue. Football loves to stay. It is a global game. Then it needs to act like every player's dignity matters globally too. Not just when it's trending, not just when it's viral, but always. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.